Have you ever wondered what it would be like to meet someone from the future? And what if he tells you that you are going to die in just a few months? Barnaby is a young man who has traveled cities to fulfill his dream of becoming a successful comedy scriptwriter. He meets a beautiful girl named Rose and eventually falls in love. They spend most of the time together, and Barnaby starts to realize that he is losing his track. He should be focusing more on his career. So he calls Rose to tell her about his decision. She seems really happy being with Barnaby, and she has even clicked a few photos of his latest improvisational stage show. But Barnaby must tell her everything. He gathers courage and announces a breakup, saying that this relationship was a mistake from the start. Rose behaves maturely and accepts reality. While getting back, Barnaby notices a suspicious man wearing a yellow coat. He's looking for something in the trash cans. Barnaby ignores him and heads to his apartment. But suddenly, the suspicious man appears in front of him and starts admiring Barnaby's Tonight Show. He keeps repeating that it is good and speaks in a weird tone. Barnaby feels uncomfortable but still offers a handshake, but the man doesn't accept it and leaves in a hurry. The next morning, Barnaby receives a message from a talent agent that he has canceled the upcoming meeting. This was the first time Barnaby was so close to getting his first job. He immediately calls the agent's manager and tells him about his sketch group, Fart Squad 5. He is really looking forward to this show and will be available for the next meeting anytime. However, Barnaby knows he's not getting another chance any soon. Afterwards, he calls his sketch team to produce new ideas for their videos. His goal is to make videos that reach millions of views. They work on the idea sketching for an hour, then they shift to writing down the screenplay. Barnaby keeps repeating to focus on the hook sentence because the first line will either sell or reject their script. The next step is marketing their content, and it's the most important step. That's how they will gain more audience. After a hard day working on the script, Barnaby goes for the improvisational workshop. He has taken it dozens of times, but he never gathered courage to step forward on the stage. But Barnaby is determined to keep trying. The mysterious man from last night also joins the workshop and introduces himself as Copper. Barnaby feels shocked to see him again and gets more suspicious about him. After the workshop, he stops to observe Copper, who is trying to climb up a tree. Then he sits down to eat a cake and seems like he loves it a lot. Afterwards, Copper starts checking the trash. He picks up a few bags, puts them on his trolley, and drags it away. Barnaby's curiosity increases and he keeps following the mysterious guy. Barnaby gets out of the car so he doesn't get caught. He finds the empty trash bags near a pair of stairs that lead to an old house. It seems risky, but Barnaby can't stop himself from moving forward. As he steps in the house, he finds a dead body lying on the floor. Before he can run away, Copper hits him with a glowing stick. When Barnaby gathers his consciousness, he finds himself tied up in a bathtub. Copper apologizes to him repeatedly and believes that he shouldn't have followed him. But he found Barnaby quite similar to him, and he believes that Barnaby must have found the similarities too. Barnaby is too scared and he doesn't care about anything. He just wants to go home. But Copper insists on telling the whole story. He claims to be Barnaby's son from the future. He even has a picture of him which was left by Copper's mother. He shouldn't be messing with the past, but he was really curious. In fear of getting killed, Barnaby agrees with all the stupid things Copper is saying and begs for freedom. Copper tells him that he only has a few months left before he dies. Before Barnaby can ask any more questions, Copper hits him again, and Barnaby opens his eyes lying on the road. He rushes to his apartment and locks it up. Rose is already there as he wasn't picking up her calls. He is not in a condition to hear anything, but Rose has big news. She is pregnant. She doesn't want him to take any responsibility as they have already broken up, but she wants to keep the baby, so Barnaby deserves to know. This reminds Barnaby about his so-called son from the future. He asks for Rose's camera and rushes to develop the pictures. One of them is the picture which Copper had. Surprisingly, he is nearby and Barnaby matches the photo with him. This confirms that Copper is definitely from the future. Barnaby wants to hear everything, but Copper asks to eat some cake first. Afterwards, he reveals that at some point, like 10 months from now, there's going to be a big disaster, something really bad that will wipe out all of the plants and people and things. However, Copper doesn't know much details either. He says that he is not told much and mostly he is just sitting in his cell, waiting for his next assignment. He doesn't even try to convince Barnaby and keeps repeatedly saying okay to everything. But he lets Barnaby see the time machine. Surprisingly, it's not a complicated machine, but a small box with 2 colored stones. You just have to join the stones to travel back and forth in time. Copper doesn't know how it works, but he says that it's the power of the stones called space crystals. Barnaby is really frustrated that how can someone be a them traveler but doesn't know much about the time machine or the future. Why even believe a person who looks like a homeless fisherman and a dead body is lying in his house? But curiosity is killing Barnaby, so he calls his sketch team for help. He tells them that they are going to write a new script, but it's actually Copper's story. Barnaby just wants help in solving the mystery. He offers to give them a scenario in which the world is going to end, so they must figure out how to save the future. In this way, Barnaby gets to know more about Copper. The mysterious guy says that he is on a cleanup mission for which he has to travel through time. There are two groups of people, the assassins and the cleanup crew. The assassins are responsible for killing targeted people and cleaning crew to take care of the dead bodies by cutting them, burning them, and then burying them. They make sure no one finds a single piece of the dead body. The cleaning crew members like Copper have a bag with two types of cards, the green and red ones. The green ones have names, places, and time to pick up the dead bodies, while red cards have names of people and places that Copper should never interact with. One of Barnaby's team members gives a great idea. If they know the time and place where the dead body will be found, then why don't they reach there earlier to catch the assassin? Barnaby loves the idea and reaches the next targeted place, but Copper is feeling scared of getting caught. Barnaby assures him that they are a team. He needs Copper to save his future. As there's still time till the dead body is delivered, so Barnaby asks Copper what he wants to do. Copper wanted to attend another improvisational workshop, but it's too risky for him. Later that night, Copper spends the night at Barnaby's place and asks about his parents. Barnaby tells that his mother left him at a young age and his father was a miserable man. He wanted to become an actor but couldn't, so he blamed his failure on Barnaby. His father believed that he couldn't fulfill his dream because he had to take care of Barnaby. Copper feels sorry and says that parents should always look after their kids. This statement reminds Barnaby that Copper is his son, so he agrees to take him to the workshop to make him happy. The next day at the workshop, they meet a woman named Hannah who invites Copper and Barnaby to watch her show. Barnaby advises Copper to take a shower and also change his clothes so he doesn't look suspicious. Later at the show, Hannah's team ditches her, so she insists Copper and Barnaby join her on stage. To help Copper, Barnaby finally gathers the courage to step forward and play in the sketch. They just tell the truth that Copper is Barnaby's son from the future, but the audience thinks that it's a joke and laughs it off. Hannah feels really grateful for their help and invites them for drinks. Barnaby tells Copper that Hannah seems to like him, so he should take a step forward. Copper wants to hold her hand, as he has never held someone's hand before, but he doesn't have enough courage to do that. Later that night, he tells Barnaby that he didn't hold Hannah's hand because he is no one. He doesn't even have a name. Copper changes the topic and starts asking how Barnaby met his mom. Actually, he didn't do much. Rose was a sweet lady who approached him first. Unfortunately, he left her to focus on his career. The next morning, they get back to catch the assassin. Copper describes the assassin as a homeless guy. He tells that 75% of homeless people are actually time travelers. As soon as they spot a guy throwing a large trash bag, Barnaby hits home down and takes him to Copper's place. At first, the assassin tries to act innocent, but Copper confirms his identity. Barnaby forces him to tell how to change the future, but the assassins say that it's impossible. If they try messing with it, they will destroy everything. This is called a paradox. The assassins and the cleaning crew follow specific instructions and run drills. One can't change the future as he desires. Time is like a stack of bricks, each moment stacked one on top of the other, like a wall, and the wall's already been built. Every second in existence is already perfectly placed. Past, present, future. So, if one goes back and try to change something, it's like trying to move a brick. The whole wall could come crashing down. That's why time travel is so dangerous. That's why anyone can't just go back and make changes. Even the time they are spending here is having effects on the future, but only the assassin can only know them because he is wearing a special bracelet. Barnaby takes off the bracelet before knocking off the assassin. He is planning to interact with Redcard to see if this whole future story is real or not. He finds the Redcard name in a phone number book and calls the number. Copper holds him tightly because the one wearing a bracelet and the people having skin contact with him will not suffer from the paradox. Copper also puts a cake nearby to notice the changes in surroundings. He is just obsessed with cakes. While calling the Redcard, Copper suggests checking the door. If the paradox is happening, then they will end up into an unexpected place. Then they must keep going through doors to reach the right place. However, when they open the door, nothing happens. Barnaby suddenly gets a call from his team and he must meet them immediately. He tells Copper to take care of the assassin till he returns. His team has received a job contract and they have to prepare the pitch tonight. Barnaby notices that one of their team members, Zoe, is missing and no one seems to recognize the name. Even from their group shirts, the name changed from Fart Squad 5 to Fart Squad 4. The paradox happened and Zoe disappeared. Barnaby rushes back and Copper gives him the worst news. The assassin escaped and went into the time machine. Now he will bring people to catch them. Barnaby takes Copper to his apartment, but Rose is already there. She is leaving the city and expects Barnaby to finally make an effort in their relationship and stop her. Unfortunately, Barnaby can't do that. After she leaves, Barnaby tells Copper to go away too. Copper reminds him that they are supposed to be a team, and he took all the risks just because of his dad. Barnaby still tells him to leave, and Copper goes away, saying that it was always easy for Barnaby to get rid of his son. Barnaby keeps the bracelet and goes to sleep while Copper is being chased by the assassins. The next morning, Copper reaches the workshop office and meets Rose. Being the mother, she feels the pain Copper is having despite not knowing the truth. She offers to treat his wounds, and Copper asks about her child. Rose is planning to give the child up for adoption, but Copper says that adopted childs get lonely like him. Rose doesn't agree and says that she wants to give her child to another family because she can't give him the happiness he deserves. There's no doubt that she loves him, and Copper's mother must have loved him too. This makes Copper feel really touched, but he must keep moving. Meanwhile, Barnaby is in a meeting with the agent. He is lost in his thoughts. He suddenly gets a call from Barnaby, who tells him that he is going to paradox everything. He met Rose and realized how wonderful she is. This reminded Copper of Barnaby's dad, who kept chasing his dream and ignored his family, which was his actual joy. Barnaby is doing the same. Barnaby hangs up the phone and rushes to meet Rose. With the help of the bracelet, he can at least save her and the child. As soon as he steps in the workshop door, he ends up in an unexpected place. The paradox is already started. Barnaby keeps changing doors until he reaches the workshop again. Fortunately, he finds Rose and convinces her to stay in his life. She's really happy to hear and kisses him. Afterwards, she tells him that they should find a hideout soon as it's going to be dark soon. And as soon as the night sets in, monsters called lobster people will come to hunt them. Hearing this, all Barnaby can is, "What?